What's going on, Sandbox MMA fans? We are back with more content this week. Coming back from Aruba, gonna start slinging more content. Sorry for the hoarse voice; it'll probably go away in like a day. But yeah, for today content, we're talking about Dana White's announcements. Talked about UFC Abu Dhabi. Named a couple fights on there. They're interesting, is what I'll say. But we're gonna go through them all right now and break them down. Give my reaction and thoughts on the announcements. So without further ado, we're going to the beautiful bald man himself.
Fight night, Abu Dhabi, Etihad Arena, Saturday, August 3rd.
Stop yelling at me.
In the main event, you have the best prospect in the bantamweight division and number 10 ranked Umar Nurmagomedov.
Debatable. Debatable best prospect in the division, I will say. Mario Batista's really good. He showed us more. Even Jonathan Martinez, after losing to Joe Aldo, has showed us more. I get it. He's undefeated. He's a Nurmagomedov. He has insanely good grappling. The best prospect in the bantamweight division? Dude, that division is stacked with prospects, so you already know, but...
Taking on number 2 ranked Corey Sandhagen in what is the number 1 contender fight at 135 pounds.
Now, we already knew about this main event. We knew. It's huge news. I'm pulling for Corey. I really, really like Corey. I think he's criminally slept on. Umar had a chance to take this fight earlier and didn't because he probably had to do another steroid cycle, but no, I'm just kidding. Can't confirm or deny that, obviously, but yeah, I think Corey Sandhagen's the biggest step up in competition Umar has ever taken, obviously, and just Umar hasn't experienced 5 rounds yet. Corey is good at everything. He can defensively wrestle now. He can offensively wrestle now. Now, I don't think he's going to be trying to wrestle Umar. We don't know what Umar's gas tank looks like. If anything, it looked like he did tire out a little bit. But again, they're in Abu Dhabi. I think the rehydration clause is a little bit different, more in his favor. But I also think that helps Corey Sandhagen more too because he trains at elevation. Now, I have seen Corey Sandhagen's been training with Trevor Whitman. Possibly the best mind in the game. I think they're going to have a great game plan, and I think Corey's going to be able to execute it. I think Corey's going to win this fight by a finish in round 4 or 5, keeping his distance, not letting Umar get takedowns. Umar might get 1 or 2 in the first few rounds, but I think as it gets deeper into the later rounds, he's going to find it more difficult, and he's going to start wearing punches and wearing damage from Sandhagen. You might see some spinning stuff that he doesn't know how to defend. Really intriguing fight. I am very pro Corey Sandhagen here. I think he's going to get it done, and I think this is just going to show you can't just throw people up the rankings because of their name or their record. So we're going Corey Sandhagen to win the fight against Umar.
In the 5-round co-main event, Nick Diaz is returning to the welterweight division to fight number 14 ranked Vicente Luque in what is certain to be an absolute war.
What? What? 5 rounds, co-main event, Nick Diaz, who didn't even want to be there against Robbie Lawler in his last fight, versus Vicente Luque, who didn't want to be there in his last fight against Joaquin Buckley. In Saudi Arabia. I'm sorry, in Abu Dhabi. Why is this fight happening? Why is it a co-main event? Why in the fuck is it 5 rounds? I'm all for 5-round co-main events, but there's another fight on this card that should definitely be a 5-round co-main event. Over this? I get it. Nick Diaz is a big name. People go crazy now. I know you're going to say all the old heads are going to go fucking crazy. They're going to go, oh my God, Nick Diaz is back. He's the best. Luque looked like he was quitting in his last fight, and he did. But so did Nick Diaz. I don't know what to think yet. I'm going to go with probably Nick Diaz, honestly. I think he can box better. I think Vicente Luque is more dangerous, but I think Vicente Luque had that injury, that brain hemorrhage that really ruined his career, that it's going to be hard for him to even get in that octagon. I don't get why this is 5 rounds. I don't get why it's happening in Abu Dhabi. So, I don't know. This is a weird one. This is a really weird one. I'm probably going Nick Diaz out of nostalgia. But let's not pretend like Nick Diaz is back. Like, he's the man. He's a great fighter still. It's like, dude, he's not. Nate's not. Like, neither of these guys are that good. Like, they don't... I don't know. People go crazy for these dudes, and I get it. They're fun, they're entertaining, and they like to scrap and throw down, and they're really tough dudes, but they're just so much more skill in the divisions. I don't get why this is a co-main event. But hey, I guess we'll see what happens. Crazy news there. It came out of nowhere. What else you got, Dana?
Number 4 ranked Chito Vera is returning after his title fight against O'Malley in March to take on former world champion and number 6 ranked Davison Figueiredo. Figueiredo is undefeated since moving up to 135 and is coming off a finish over Cody Garbrandt at UFC 300.
This is a sick fight. This is a very, very good fight. Chito Vera, I think, is so overrated, but he's super dangerous. This is a 3-round fight. I think Figgy's going to get it done in a 3-round fight. I think his grappling is much better than Chito's. I think he's smart enough to know that he shouldn't just stand in front of Chito when Chito starts picking it up. Chito doesn't like to get going until round 3, 4, or 5. We see it every single fight. And that's going to hurt him in a 3-round fight here. And I think Figgy's smart enough to push him against the cage, know how to grapple. I think Figgy's got a good chin. I think being at bantamweight and climbing up those rankings has reignited his fire to want to fight again. I think he was just bored fighting Moreno every single fucking time. I think he just got bored of it. That's why he wasn't looking as good at the end of his flyweight reign or his flyweight run. I'm going with Figgy here. I think he wins it by a 29-28 decision. Chito almost lost to Pedro Munoz. Like, he had a really ticky-tacky, boring 3-round fight with him. He had a really ticky-tacky fight. Not ticky-tacky. I mean, he was losing to Dom Cruz, and then he kicked his head off. He was just knocking down Rob Font, but he was getting punched. He can be grappled. He just got an insane amount of damage taken from O'Malley. Now, Figgy's not knocking him out. I don't think Figgy's subbing him. But I think Figgy is going to win this fight with control time and just landing a little bit more damage. 29-28, winning the rounds. Figgy's going to win this, gets a top 5 fighter, starts the content, gets an elimination bout for the title after Sandhagen or Rumar get it, whoever wins that fight, which I think is still Sandhagen. So that's a really, really fun fight. What else you got, Dana? I'm still shocked at Nick Diaz, by the way.
Number 7 ranked Mackenzie Dern is facing number 10 ranked Lupe Godinez in a fight that features 2 of the most active strikers in the 115-pound women's division. And opening the main card.
I have fun when Mackenzie Dern fights. She brings it. She's hot. I love that fight week. Yeah, this will be entertaining. I think Lupe's going to win, honestly. I think Lupe's just very, very powerful. And I think Mackenzie Dern has kind of struggled to get people to the ground of recently that have high fight IQ and don't just go there with her. Love Mackenzie Dern. God, I love Mackenzie Dern, but I think she's losing this fight. I think Lupe's going to take care of business in this one and win this fight. I think the person that Mackenzie Dern is tailor-made to beat is Verna Jandradoba. But she'll probably get that fight after she loses to Lupe here. But good on Dern, always staying active. Good on Lupe staying active here as well. So this will be a pretty good opener. I don't get why this is happening in Abu Dhabi. This is like a Brazil or a Sphere fight. But it's happening in Abu Dhabi, so I guess we're going to see it. We get a little cake.
Is a fight between the legend Tony Ferguson, moving up to 170 pounds, and what could be his final fight to take on Michael Chiesa.
Dude, what the fuck? Why is this happening? I don't get it. I really don't get it. I'm going to go with Tony because I think Tony's going to strike. And I think he's going to try and stay on the feet. And I think he can actually hurt Chiesa in that sense. Split him open, cut him open. Please retire after this, Tony. I don't know why he's still fighting. Chiesa is just one of those guys that's not built for combat sports. He's a great jiu-jitsu guy, but like he just can't take damage. I'm going to go with Tony. I might change on fight week. Obviously, I do my predictions those week, but these are such weird fights. We get 2 just really old matchups, like old guy matchups, and Nick Diaz versus Vicente Luque, and then Tony Ferguson versus Michael Chiesa. Don't get why it's happening. Dana came out with these announcements. This is weird. Again, sorry for the hoarse voice, but It'll get better as the week goes. I have no idea what Dana thinks he's doing, but at least we have a couple good fights on this. Cheeto and Figgy should be the co-main event for 5 rounds. Banger of a fight. Sandhagen Umar, number 1 contenders match. Going to be a fun fight. Yeah, should be interesting. So thanks for watching. If you enjoyed it, remember to like and subscribe. Going to keep coming out with content this week. My voice is very hoarse today, though, so it's only one for YouTube today. Bunch coming out tomorrow, though.